Hey everyone, Iro here. Just wanted to give a quick intro for PJ Metz. He is a program manager of student communities for GitHub and manages a huge team of GitHub campus experts. I was able to meet him at Hackcon and interview him for this video, so stay tuned to the end and I'll talk a little more on GitHub campus experts and include some QR codes if you're interested.
All right. Hi, I'm PJ Metz. I'm a program manager of student communities at GitHub. I have been at GitHub for about a year and 2 months now. Previously, I was at a cybersecurity company called Project Discovery, being a community manager. And before that, I was at GitLab on their education team. And before that, I was a high school teacher for 11 years. I taught English, mostly 11th and 12th grade. So for anyone international, that's about 17 to 18-year-old students. And I loved it. I loved being a teacher. I loved talking about literature with students and convincing them to engage with these texts in a way that they might not have been engaging with them before, and showing them these deeper meanings and ways to analyze literature. I switched into tech in 2021. Well, I guess 2020 is when I started learning to code, but a friend of mine told me that I should consider this career called developer relations. And it's essentially someone who teaches people how to use a company's product. So if you're at Microsoft and you're on like the Azure DevRel team, then you're teaching people how to use Azure and how to, get workflows that automatically deploy things and make sure your website or your app is up and running. But he told me I'd be good at it because he said he thought I was a good teacher, and that's really what developer relations is about: is teaching people how to use something. I started learning to code in 2020 in May, which, as you all know, was a time when a lot of people were just locked in their houses and we weren't really engaging with each other. So that whole summer, I was just learning to code. I was live streaming myself on Twitch, learning C Sharp. And then I started live streaming myself building Twitter bots with a friend of mine. And the Twitter bots were a lot of fun. They were all based on musical artists that I like. We had a Shania Twain bot, a Mariah Carey bot, a Boyz II Men bot, and just kept building and meeting people. And eventually it turned into an opportunity at GitLab, which I was really excited to have. My journey is one of a non-traditional way into tech. And it's funny because now, as a program manager at GitHub, I work with a group of students called campus experts, who are largely computer science students, or students who are learning to be developers or coders or engineers of some kind. And they're all so smart, and sometimes it can be a little intimidating because they know so much about something that I know so little about. But I approach it the same way I approach teaching. It's empathy, and it's understanding the students and what they're trying to accomplish, and just trying to help them accomplish that. So in terms of the campus experts, they're organizing events like hackathons, which is why we're here at Hackcon. A bunch of our campus experts are here to give talks, actually. And I just support them from GitHub with some swag and sometimes sponsorship. But mostly I try and provide a community for them to interact with each other and learn from each other so that they can go and teach other people as well. So I'm really fortunate to be in a position where my whole job is just helping students help other students. And I get to focus on being supportive of people. And that makes my job really easy to do, that part of it. There's a lot of hard parts of my job too. There's a lot of work that goes into being a program manager, but when I find myself helping a student and talking with a student, and I know that they're trying to go and help other students learn and fill in those gaps that classrooms don't fill. GitHub isn't taught in a lot of classrooms, but it's used by most companies now if they're doing any kind of development. So learning that's a skill that's important, and these students go out and help other students do that. So it's a ton of fun. I really love working with the students, and I'm really fortunate to be where I am right now.
Alright everyone, here's going to be the QR code to learn more about GitHub campus experts. But to give my perspective from my experience at Hackcon, meeting these amazing people from Chile, Scotland, Georgia, and so many other places, they're honestly doing incredible work for their communities. The energy and passion they bring to empowering students is just next level, and be sure to scan this to find more about that. And also, I just want to plug in the Github Education Pack. It's completely free for all college students with tons of awesome tools. I think it's like over $1,000 worth of free stuff, so definitely be sure to check that out. Search it up. It's going to be everywhere online, and yeah, get your experience on. Bye.